episode of the Spotlight on Mario Kart Tour, and here we are. We're in the Mario Tour. Let's deep dive into this tour to understand what's happening in that deeper level and that meta game. Sorry for no face cam tonight, guys. I'm wanting to bring this episode out to you as quickly as possible and be able to bring the data in front of you. And I need to give a absolutely massive shout out to both Flo and also Larry98, who have been working overtime to get all these data analytic tools in front of us as quickly as possible. So to save me in the editing process and to get this out as quickly as possible, let's try out this different format, see if it works. But let me know in the comments down below if you miss my face. And while you're down there, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and let's get started on this Mario Tour. So first up, we're going to be taking a look at the new items in the Spotlight pool. And there are a few interesting ones this tour. Of course, there's a lot of repeats, so we won't spend too much time on this because it might get a little bit boring at this point. But taking a look, you know, obviously we've got ones like Tanuki Mario, Luigi Knight. Very nice to see these kind of guys. Cool to see Mario SNES in there, of course. Mario Samurai's also good to see there. He's a common one this tour. Very nice. Moving on to the karts, we do have Armored Riders, good to see that. Then moving down to the slightly lower chance ones here, we do have the Swift Talon, the Blazing Eagle. Those are two great karts. We've got the Red Off-Roader, other ones as well. But yeah, definitely some good ones, especially with what's showing up in ranked right now. Especially Red Off-Roader is one you want to think about buying this tour. Being a really good couple of courses that it got buffed on this tour there. Moving on to the gliders, looking at that, the one that probably stands out to me the most right now is going to be that yellow hard hat, followed by that fuzzy battery, fuzzy kite. Really good to see these ones come in. These are really nice gliders, so definitely be taking a look at those. I think other ones of interest, obviously we've got the new ones, the 8-bits, and we'll be deep diving into their coverage shortly as well. But of course you got Tropical Balloons, the 8-bit 1-up Mushroom has to be mentioned, Green Cat Parafoil. Yeah, there's lots in here. So it's really important to be running your ticket time rankings and looking at if any of these are going to be valuable to you. So let's move on. That's the Spotlight shop. Not really too much of interest. I do want to mention one though just before we move on, which is this Cream Toe Beam Balloons Banana Skill glider. One that's gone under the radar a lot for me, but I'm going to be looking at that glider for my own account. So I'll talk about where that's sitting in the rankings and why I'm looking at that over some other options shortly. Moving on, let's now take a look at Flo, who does the winners and losers of each tour. We love to see this. Of course, this is based on his opinion, but it can be really useful to understand what are the items that are being buffed really well and getting the kind of the key coverage that we're looking for as we go into this Mario Tour. So let's take a look. Alright, first up with the drivers, we've got Mario Samurai. He got 1 new and 2 old Mario circuits. This is absolutely great for Mario Samurai's age. He's been around a while now, he's seen a lot of courses, so to be getting that amount of buffs in the tour is absolutely fantastic. For ranked, you can use Gold Me, and there are other 2 tracks that are covered by Pickeroo Toad, so not necessarily the best options, but certainly nice to have that those buffers if you've already got them leveled up. Moving on, we've got Petty Piranha Mii Racing Suit. Likewise, 1 new and 2 old Mario circuits, but of course it has the Mii advantage and therefore it's the best option on all its tracks. So still a really viable Mii suit to be investing into right now. Probably the 3rd best Mii suit after the Gold Mii and the Question Block Mii. And of course, Boomerang, it depends on how you feel about grinding that out, because of course you will need to be using him on all the tracks that he's got to really get the advantage out of spending those tickets. So for me, that's why I've held off, but for you it might make sense even to take him to level 4 and double cap like I've done on my account. Moving on, we've got Toad Astronaut, another Boomerang driver. He got again the super difficult ranked top shelf, so difficult to cover course, kind of a more exclusive one. He's got some really good coverage and he's getting in ranked every tour, which is great to see. Next up, Yoshi Goldegg, another winner, surprisingly received 3 Mario Circuit buffs, good for its long-term value that he collects some more tracks, and it shows you guys how old some of these courses are. Do you need those coverage? Do you know those courses to be buffed if it's been almost an entire year since we saw those courses? That's absolutely crazy. Moving on, we've got Mario King. We were expecting similar buffs like Yoshi Gold Egg, but unfortunately, he only got one buff, that DS Mario Circuit RT. So it does already overlap with Mario Tuxedo and Larry Wintertime. So that's actually really unfortunate, but I guess, you know, maybe Flo's saying here, maybe his expectations were just too high, but I don't know, man. I feel like your expectations were realistic, but yeah, Mario King, once again, misses out on getting some really good exclusive ranked value. So super disappointing for the Mario King fans, and for the people who are looking to invest into him, or at least pick him up this tour as well. Then Luigi Knight, second tour in a row without any buffs, might drop out of the top 10 earlier than expected if this trend continues. So again, boomerang drivers get a lot of value, but then once they drop off, a new one comes in. Of course, now it seems that Toad Astronaut is getting all of those unique boomerang tracks now. So unfortunately, that trend could continue. So just watch that, and maybe it's not the right time to be investing into him this late. Moving on to the cards, we've got the Blazing Eagle. It keeps getting buffed and not only collects old tracks, but constantly gets the new ones as well. So Blazing Eagle continues to show that it's one of the favored cards that Nintendo love to buff. Then we've got the Blooper Shuttle, same here, 4 buffs, 2 of them new tracks, 1 of them in ranked, not the greatest hitbox, but a really nice coverage so far, very good. Then Moo Moo Off-Roader, the last tours were a little disappointing, but now it's collected 3 buffs, all of them on courses released in the last 6 months, so that's led to a big jump in the rankings. The Gold Bullet Blaster, 1 old buff is just not enough to make up for its tiny size, and it's dropping in the rankings a lot. The Red If Vampire Flyer, friendly reminder that this card is dead. 20 tracks at level 6 is just not enough, and it's running out of tracks to see. Wow, and it shows you that these ranked items just don't seem to be getting the same value that other items do, with the exception of some. Then we move on to the gliders. We've got the Fuzzy Kite just entered the shop, accompanied with 3 great buffs, including the arguably most difficult one in ranked, and it might be worth to pick it up. So for those who missed out on it the first time around, you want to be looking at this one. Then we've got the yellow hard hat balloon, and then of course we also have the gold hard hat, which you know is not there yet, but yeah, the at least one of these 2 you might want to be looking at whether it's going to be worth it for your account, and also comparing to some other similar items. So the yellow hard hat balloon, speaking of which, it got 3 ranked appearances, which is huge. 2 of them unlocks, and it's also got 2 new buffs on tracks, and now it's available in the shop. So if you invested in the Rainbow Fair Flyer, be aware that they got buffed on exactly the same tracks this tour. And finally, if you wonder why it still isn't that high in the rankings, it doesn't cover a battle track yet, and many courses it does cover are short courses, and therefore they have a lot less scoring potential. The Silver Candlelight Flight, it skipped the buffs entirely. There would have been plenty of options. So we've got a tour with, I think I saw Antalev posted, there's something like 350 different buffs this tour, which is absolutely insane. And so for Silver Candlelight Flight to be completely skipped, that's really disappointing for that glider. And then lastly, Silver Luigi's Moustache. Yet another tour without a buff. It was quite close in reaching the top 10 again, but previously caused by the battle course bug, but might have peaked already. So in this case, it's dropped a little bit down because of the ticket time. There was a wee bug that got fixed where the battle course was overinflating that. But yeah, without a buff, it's also dropping off for reasons other than that this tour. Alright guys, that's the winners and losers. Now we're going to deep dive into the new items, starting with and taking a look at the drivers that are new this tour. Of course, we've got a unique tour with no new high-end driver, but we do have this Koopa free running. So taking a look at where he starts at number 142 in the ticket time rankings, he starts with Luigi Raceway R, Mario Circuit 1R, and Mario Circuit 1T. So the retro RT courses is SNES Donut Plains 3 RT. And yeah, it's not too bad a starting value. You can see there's 2 overlaps with Mario Hakama, 2 with Mario Tuxedo, 2 with Luigi Knight, 2 with Rosalina Chef there. So it depends really if you've got these other items leveled up, but all of the drivers I just mentioned are ones that are not must invest type drivers. So that's a really good start for Koopa free running, even though there's plenty of skill overlap there. That Luigi Raceway, that's a really nice buff there, and SNES Donut Plains 3 RT with only, I think, Rosalina Chef in this case, that's also a really great buff too. So 235 different courses to see. He could get some really nice value, so make sure to pick him up with that as that ranked reward, and yeah, could be one to invest into if you like his starting value. Alright, so looking at this Spike Me Racing suit, it starts out really strongly at number 61 in the ticket time rankings. You can see maybe the Bob-omb curse or the Bob-omb blessing is there with the starting value. Looking at his value, he got 7 retro courses, DS Mario Circuit and Mario Circuit T, GBA Battle Course 1, Luigi Raceway R, Donut Plains, Remix Donut Plains 1, SNES Donut Plains 3R, which is that level 8 unlock, and then Nintendo 64 Luigi Raceway RT. So, if we look at the overlaps there, he really doesn't have anything too concerning. 2 with Luigi Knight, 2 with Toad Astronaut, but other than that, no coin box overlap to be really looked at, apart from those 3 individual courses, which are all different coin boxes there. So yeah, it's a great starting value for the Spike Me Racing suit. I would highly recommend you pick this one up, even if you're not investing at this point. Could be one to invest into if you're going to front run, pick up Coin Frenzies anyway, and it gets lots of the exclusive buffs without coin box. This could be a great driver to level up if you're invested in the Mii meta and you're willing to take it to a high level. So that's the Spike Me Racing suit. Those are all the new drivers this tour, so let's now move on to the new cards. Alright, taking a look at this gold 8-bit pipe frame first of all, it's number 123 in the ticket time rankings, starting out with 11 retro courses. It got Mario Circuit R, GBA Battle Course 1, SNES Mario Circuit 1, 1R, 1T, 2R, 2T, 3, 3R, 3T, and 1RT. So lots of those SNES Mario Circuit, you can definitely see the theme there. It's not necessarily a great set of starting value, and you can see the list of overlaps is very, very extensive. Most concerning, of course, being that sneaker overlap with 6, the B-Dasher Mark II with 5, which shows, and then the Circuit Special with 5, Pinch Hitter with 5. These are old carts, guys, so you can see that there's something about this that it's getting those old courses. I would highly recommend staying away from this one as much as you can. Do not invest in this cart unless you absolutely love it and you have to level it up for some reason. Alright, so now we're taking a look at the Rainbow Pipe Buggy. It's number 104 in the ticket time rankings, and it's got 9 retro courses there. It got DS Mario Circuit, Luigi Raceway R, Royal Raceway R, SNES Donut Plains 3, 3T, and Mario Circuit 3R, Royal Raceway RT, Donut Plains 3RT, and SNES Mario Circuit 3RT. So, looking at its overlaps, it has 4 with the B-Dasher Mark II, we've got 3 with the Pink Speeder, 3 with the Gold Eagle. Then going into the buffs with 2, you can take a look down that list, 2 with the prop cart there, and a couple of other ones. Not too concerning, obviously a lot of overlaps here because you can see these are easy to cover courses, and these are older courses for the most part, apart from the new ones there that it got, so not as interesting, but this is a pretty good starting value with based on the courses that we got, because it did get one of those new Mario circuits, it did get a Luigi Raceway, as well as some of that newish Donut Plains 3 as well. So that's nice to see, but I would tend to recommend staying away from investing this tour unless you're going for a top 100 run or something like that, because this Rainbow Pipe Buggy, we do not know how it's going to turn out, and this starting value is nothing really that special. Alright, now we're taking a look at the brand new gliders this tour, and we've got plenty to look at, so let's start with this 8-bit block glider. Funny name, they've moved on from 8-bit question mark block to 8-bit block, I guess, because it's the blocks as well as the question blocks, but hey, that's fine. So it starts out at number 100 in the ticket time rankings, which is the lowest rated new glider there. It starts out with DS Mario Circuit T, which is a level 8 unlock, Remix Mario Circuit 1T, SNES Donut Plains 3T, and Mario Circuit 1 and 1R, and then it gets Luigi Raceway RT, Remix Mario Circuit 1RT, SNES Donut Plains 3RT, and Mario Circuit 1RT. So the theme here is nothing too special in terms of those courses. when we look then at the overlaps, you can see what's really going on here. It already has 5 overlaps with a super glider, the 8-bit jumping Mario, which is super concerning. I have on both my free-to-play and my main account this 8-bit jumping Mario. I think it's my highest leveled up glider, super glider for both accounts. So yeah, pretty concerning. Then it also overlaps 3 with the Mario's Hat Balloon, 3 with the yellow hard hat, the 8-bit Goomba, Cape Mario Hanafuda, the Mario's Moustache, Banana Wingtip, Gold Glider, and Super Mario Kart Glider. So you can see a few old ones there, which doesn't again bode well for its value. This might end up getting more of the retro theming, which unfortunately those SNES courses have been around a while now. So in terms of the actual raw value for a starting coverage, it's not necessarily the type of theming you want to get. So for now, maybe pick this one up if some of the courses are good for your account, but certainly I would be concerned about how it gets buffed going forward. Alright, next up, and only 7 places ahead in 93rd place in the ticket time rankings, we've got the gold 8-bit glider. So it got 9 retro courses to start: 3DS Mario Circuit R, DS Mario Circuit, Luigi Raceway T, SNES Donut Plains 3, Mario Circuit 2T, Mario Circuit RT, Donut Plains 3 RT, and Mario Circuit 1 RT. All of the these different SNES versions there as well. Yeah, this is okay start, not great. You can see it overlaps 4 times with that 8-bit Super Mushroom that I know a lot of people have leveled up. And then it's got 3 overlaps with the Mint and Berry Balloons Oil Paper Umbrella, which is again a super, as well as the 8-bit Jumping Luigi and 8-bit Jumping Mario, which again, these are supers as well. And then we've got that Nabbit Parachute, that brand new one from last tour, already overlapping 3 times there. And 3 with the yellow hard hat balloon. A lot of great gliders on this list as you go down, and of course some pretty concerning overlaps with things like supers there. So the only reason you would invest into this one is, and even pick it up, because this is of course a paid banner purchase with that gold challenges. Maybe you need Luigi Raceway T coverage, as well as that DS Mario Circuit. So even then, I would be very hesitant. After what happened with the gold hard hat, I'm still pretty cut up about that. I would probably avoid, or at least wait and see when it comes to purchasing or leveling this up. Alright, only a small hair better in 92nd place, we've got the 8-bit Super Glider, not to be confused with the 8-bit Super Mushroom, even though this has got obviously that mushroom skill. It starts out with 9 retro courses: DS Mario Circuit, Luigi Raceway R, SNES Donut Plains 3R, Mario Circuit 2, Mario Circuit 2R, Mario Circuit 3R, DS Mario Circuit RT, and SNES Mario Circuit 3RT. So looking at its coverage and its overlaps, it has 3 overlaps with that 8-bit Jumping Luigi and Mario, 3 again with the 8-bit Super Mushroom, and 3 with the Tanuki Parafoil there. So not quite as concerning, but still with those super overlaps with these SNES courses, that is concerning. So similar story to the gold one. If you need coverage on that Luigi Raceway and Luigi Raceway R, as well as the DS Mario Circuit and Mario Circuit RT, it may make sense to pick up. But bear in mind that Mario Circuit RT is a level 8 unlock. That's probably the course you need the coverage the best on, but you would have to pay a very high price to even get that, to be able to use that this tour. So I would stray away from this, maybe pick this up and stash it, but for now, but yeah, certainly be very judicious with your tickets with this one. Alright, and our final new item this tour, and our final glider, the 8-bit Goomba. It definitely is showing that it's got the strongest starting value. It's got that bob-omb skill, and it starts out at number 57 in the ticket time rankings, substantially better than 92, which is the previous one we looked at there. 10 retro courses, very nice. DS Mario Circuit, DS Mario Circuit R. It got Twilight House, that huge buff being a battle track. Remix Donut Plains 1T, Remix Mario Circuit 1 and 1T, SNES Donut Plains 3R, Remix Donut Plains 1RT, Remix Mario Circuit 1RT, and SNES Donut Plains 3RT. So, Pretty nice starting value. Of course, their SNES Donut Plains 3R is a level 8 unlock. And there are some important caveats, as always, with a new item. For example, Twilight House, obviously that's a great buff, and in the ticket time algorithm, battle courses are worth way more than any other course, being that they return all the time. But that being said, on Twilight House, you probably have good high-level coverage. If you've got that 8-bit Fireflower, or maybe the Candlelight Flight or something like that leveled up on that course, you're probably not going to need this particular glider unless you're planning on taking it, absolutely maxing it out, which would be obviously risky at this point. And so I'd recommend you wait if that's your plan on what you're going to do. Looking at the overlaps, we've got 3 with the Calico Toe Beam Balloons, the Pink Magnifying Glass, Tanuki Parafoil, a couple supers in the 8-bit Jumping Mario there, the 8-bit Star is a high-end, Yoshi's Egg Hanafuda, and the 8-bit Block Glider, 2 with the 8-bit Super Glider, 2 with the Gold 8-bit Glider, so on and so forth down the list. We're not going to read them all through there, but yeah, I think this one, even despite some of the overlaps there and things like that, given the courses that we have this tour, it's tended to get most of the better buffs, so I would highly recommend buying this one maybe just one time and stashing it, getting it ready for when you need it, and investing into it in the future. But this is a really nice one. We know 8-bit gliders can be really useful, so I would, typically I would say wait until something comes into the Spotlight shop to see if it's useful. But I think for those willing to pay a few dollars to pick this up, just to keep it on the account, I would recommend that, because you may need it in the coming tours, and hold on to your tickets to see if it's going to be useful or not. Alright, moving on, let's go and take a look at the items which are really gaining value and jumping the most in the rankings, and try to understand what's going on with the buffs this tour. So first up, we're taking a look at Light Blue Shy Guy Explorer. So he's a really fun driver, got a great design, he's got the Lucky 7 skill, super fun, really nice to have something that you can invest into. That's, obviously not as high scoring potential as some of the Miis, but really what it comes down to with Lucky 7 is we have to get some great buffs to get that exclusive coverage, so he's the driver that you're using. And this is a great example. He jumped 41 places all the way up to number 36 in the ticket time rankings this tour. He's got now 13 retro courses and 4 nitro courses. Of course, those nitros do include those Piranha Plant Coves. So he has no city courses per se, but certainly we don't expect that Piranha Plant Cove to come back that often. But you can see there he's got 4 different variants from the 8 Piranha Plant Coves. And then looking at the courses he got this tour, he got 3DS Mario Circuit T, DS Mario Circuit, Remix, Donut Plains 1R, and SNES Donut Plains 3. So 4 really nice buffs. You can see why he's our biggest winner in terms of getting all of those buffs. 165 courses left to see, so he should absolutely be able to make his way into the top 10 for a period of time, which is really good to see. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how that goes. His overlaps, he has 4 with Yoshi Kangaroo, 3 with the question mark Block Me Racing Suit there, 4 with Daisy Sailor, 3 with Daisy Tie Dress, looking further down the list, 2 with Larry Wintertime there, 3 with Mario Halloween, 2 with Daisy Holiday Chair. A lot of these drivers I don't have leveled up, so it just made sense to take him to level 6, double cap him, and probably keep him there for the remainder of the game now. So I'm going to be happy with that when I get to use him at that level, and then when a higher level coin box or something comes up that overlaps, hey, I'll just be happy and go ahead and use that one instead. So Light Blue Shy Guy Explorer, he's obviously showing up in ranked, which is really good to see this tour. So if you need him, be confident that he's a really strong investment right now, and now seems to be at that time where he's just about to start peaking as he goes up. So I fully expect the next couple of tours that to happen, but of course nothing's guaranteed. So it's your decision whether you want to invest into him, and whether you like him enough to invest into him a little bit and get the extra scoring. But of course it does need to be said that Miis with the Lucky 7 skill can way outscore a normal driver, and of course Lucky 7's kind of that lower skill behind coin box and behind boomerang. So you need to take that caveat into account, because certainly even now a strong Mii could in theory beat out Light Blue Shy Guy depending on the run and depending on the action count. So aim for those 200 action counts, but of course it depends on each course. Alright, let's move on and take a look at some of the carts that are jumping up in the rankings. And next up we have the Rainbow Streeter, which jumped up 30 places in the rankings to number 48 in its second tour. Not too surprising, it did get, it's now up to 14 retro courses with Mario Circuit R, which are the 3DS versions, DS Mario Circuit R, Remix Donut Plains 1T, SNES Donut Plains 3R. So, really good to see, but there's of course a caveat. Firstly, it has 4 overlaps with Goo Goo Buggy, Moo Moo Off-Roader, and Streetle. Most notable, of course, being that Streetle, that Moo Moo Off-Roader overlap there. And of course, it's a small cart that also looks, can I just say, this is a personal opinion, but looks terrible. So I would not invest into this in the same way that I didn't the normal Streetle based on that hitbox size. But yeah, really good to see it jump up in the rankings. So if you are looking to invest into it, really interesting. The problem is it didn't get a ranked appearance this tour, which I would say hold off on this and see if it continues to get buffs. It might drop off again anyway. Alright, next up we've got the Camo Tanuki cart, one that really went under the radar with that Moo Moo Off-Roader coming out back in the Animal Tour, but it jumped up 23 places this tour, which is, it's kind of getting towards the mid to end of its value with only 70 courses left to see. But it's number 31 in the ticket time rankings there. You can see in Antilev's ranking it's already into his top 10, which is very interesting to see. I don't think many people have invested in this cart at all, so you never know, the devs could see that as a reason to buff this cart more. And in terms of what it got this tour, it got the DS Mario Circuit T, Luigi Raceway RT, and Remix Donut Plains 1R3. 3 really great buffs, with the Luigi Raceway RT being in ranked as well. Now, of course, there is overlap with some other carts there, but hey, it's got some really good value. I love this design. I would be happy if it keeps showing up in ranked and I need to grab it and invest into it. Nintendo developers, please make me do it, because I think this cart is so cool looking. I would love to do that, but yeah, I'm only going to do it if I'm going to spend the rubies and the tickets if it's going to actually give me long-term value. So for now, I'm still a little bit dubious. I think that, yeah, that I'm comfortable with it staying at number 31 or lower, and we'll see what happens in the coming tours. Its overlaps have 5 with the Streetle, 5 with the Gold Rambi, 5 with the Gold Bullet Blaster, 4 with the Dozer Dasher, 4 with the Jade Hop Rod, the Rambi Runner, the Rainbow Taxi, Black Carriage, Gold Double Decker, Cactbee, Daikon Rocket, Pink Speeder, and Red Off-Roader. And that's, you can see in there, you're probably invested in some of those carts, and that's why it's not great. But hey, if you're not invested in any of the carts I just listed, this could be a great cart to look into if you like the design and if you need it for that new Luigi Raceway RT variant for ranked this coming tour. Next up, let's take a look at the gliders. There were a lot of gliders that jumped up significantly in the rankings this tour, specifically the Fuzzy Kite, the Wonderful Diamond, the Yellow Hard Hat Balloon, the Nabbit Parachute, the Chocolate Pretzel, Calico Toe Beans, the Rainbow Fair Flyer, Gold Meteors, Gold Umbrella, Mushroom Glider. These are some big that jumps there, so we're going to take a look at a couple of these. We obviously don't have time to look at all of them, but let's first take a look at this Fuzzy Kite here. Number 11 in the ticket time rankings, only 1 away from the top 10. It has 18 courses with 5 nitros, and of course 2 of those being Piranha Plant Cove. This tour it got SNES Donut Plains 3R and Luigi Raceway RT, which is a great ranked appearance there. Very difficult to cover course as well, and it's got 117 courses left to see. So this is looking really good. Its overlap is not too bad. 6 with the Chocolate Pretzel, 5 with the New Year's 2023, 4 with the Pink Magnifying Glass, and 4 with the Yellow Hard Hat Balloon and the Luigi's Moustache. The rest are not too bad. Some notable ones in there like the Boomass 3 there, but yeah, really not too bad. This Fuzzy Kite has got some pretty good value and heaps to see, so it's looking really nice. And obviously being in the Spotlight shop, it's one you want to run your rankings and see if it's one you should be picking up and perhaps investing into if you need it this tour. Next up, we've got the Wonderful Diamond, a very new glider to the game, but it has jumped up again 17 places in the ticket time rankings to number 53. It now has 14 retro courses and 3 nitros, all of which again are those Piranha Plant Cove courses. We've got DS Mario Circuit, which is a ranked buff, very nice there. Royal Raceway, Donut Plains 1, Remix Donut Plains 1, and SNES Donut Plains 3R. So some pretty good value coming in there. It started out with okay starting value, not great, but it seems to be getting some really nice value now. Of course, that Lightning Plus skill is a real bonus, and it has 165 courses left to see. With its overlaps, it has 4 with the Meteor Balloons, Candlelight Flight Cake, Festive Holly, Tropical Balloons, Mint and Berry Balloons, and then 3 with a bunch there as well. So really not too bad. If you're not invested into these particular gliders, this could make a lot of sense for your account. I know for me, this is one that I definitely am keeping my eye on in the future. It obviously would need to come up quite significantly in the rankings for me to consider investing, because I have a lot of gliders already at that level 7 or greater level. But certainly for those with maybe newer accounts, lower level gliders, or you really like this glider and you want to invest early, take it to a higher level, then this one could be definitely one to look at before it peaks. Alright, taking a look at one more glider, we've got the Yellow Hard Hat Balloon, which jumped up 15 places as well to number 36 in the ticket time rankings. It's got 18 retro courses and 6 nitro courses with 117 left to see, and it got DS Mario Circuit T, 3DS Mario Circuit RT, and DS Mario Circuit RT. So one of the only gliders to get 2 of these new Mario Circuit courses. Really nice to see that ranked appearance there as well. It obviously has more than one ranked appearance, which is very nice. In fact, Flo shared on our server that the Yellow Hard Hat Balloon and the 8-bit 1-Up Mushroom cover every single ranked course except one between the 2 of the gliders. So for those who have those 2 gliders leveled up, you'll be very happy. Shout out to Ronnie Cash, who has both of these gliders at level 8. You'll be having a great time this tour, dude. Looking at the overlaps, we have 5 with the Civil Candlelight Flight, 5 with the Rainbow Fair Flyer there, and then looking further down, 4 with the Autumn Leaves, 4 with the Fuzzy Kite, and so on down the list. Very nice start, very nice buffs. The Yellow Hard Hat tends to be getting really the right buffs each tour. So if you want to pick it up and invest into it, could be a really great one to look at. Alright guys, let's round out this video by taking a quick look at the top 10 ticket time rankings to see some of the movers and shakers, see what's really showing up and moving through the rankings. And if I'm feeling like it, maybe we can deep dive on some of these items, but a lot of them we should already know a lot about, so we probably don't need to dive too much deeply in here. Firstly, looking at the drivers, we've got the Santa Me Racing Suit up 1 place to number 10. It has the 17 courses under its belt, which is fantastic to see. We've got Mario King in number 9th place, holding steady there with 33 courses. Of course, this is including its retros and its nitro courses, including cities as well. Then in number 8th place, up 4 places, we've got the Nabbit Me Racing Suit breaking into the top 10 there. It's got some great value. Definitely check this one out and see if it's strong on your account. If you're big into Lucky 7, if it's useful for you in ranked, and you're invested in the Miis, then this one could totally make sense still. Good to see it's still getting some buffs and staying relevant. Then we've got PD Piranha holding steady in number 7th place with his 37 courses. Luigi Knight dropping down 1 place to number 6 with 35 courses. PD Piranha Me Racing Suit there with 26 courses, jumping up 1 place to number 5. And then the Question Mark Block Me Racing Suit holding steady at number 4 with its 31 courses. Daisy Tie Dress in 3rd place with 41 courses. Charging Chuck Gold, number 2 place with 36 courses, and the number 1 Gold Me Racing Suit with 41 courses. You can see with some of those numbers there why these drivers are holding steady. Really interesting to see 4 top drivers holding steady with no change there this tour at all. Alright, let's move on to the karts. And in number 10th place, we've got the Pink Speeder jumping up 7 places into the top 10. Really cool to see. Has 27 courses. Of course, a lot of overlap with the Moo Moo Off-Roader, which is why it's been off the radar for a lot of people. But it is a really great kart. If I wasn't invested in the Moo Moo, that would absolutely be the one that I'd be investing in instead. The Green Cat Cruiser dropped down 4 places to number 9, 31 courses. Of course, that hitbox being a smaller one is the challenge there for that kart. The Strawberry Soft Swerve has just not been getting the buffs the last couple tours, so it's dropped down 5 places there. Not quite as relevant, but it has been very strong with its 31 different courses. Purple Dozer jumping up 6 places. It only has 21 courses, but it's number 7 now. 21 courses is not great, but it seems to be getting some of the right buffs where other karts might not be. Then the Lightning Streamliner drops down 2 places to number 6th place, but with 33 courses that it covers, it's still a really, really powerful kart. But right on its tails, and I guess just ahead of it now, is the Red Off-Roader jumping up 1 place and beating out the Lightning Streamliner with 31 courses there in number 5th place. The Red Off-Roader and the Lightning Streamliner do overlap a lot, so you probably aren't invested in both of those karts, or you shouldn't be investing into both. So the Red Off-Roader, really cool to see for me personally, because I invested in this one, and Lightning Streamliner was looking a lot stronger at the start, but you can see that those Red Off-Roaders just have that buffing favor from Nintendo. So it seems that the Red Off-Roaders, maybe it's going to have the more long-term lasting value, and certainly for me, I would trade those 2 extra courses for the larger hitbox size of the Red Off-Roader. Then we've got the Blazing Eagle. Speaking of Nintendo buffing favor, up 8 places to number 4. This kart is absolutely massive. It's shot up through the rankings really quickly. Just goes to show that just because it comes out on a city tour doesn't mean that it's not going to get the buffing favor. It just means that it has a starting value which it needs to overcome, and the Blazing Eagle has well and truly done that, getting the right buffs every tour, even in this tour. So very nice to see. Then we've got the Shielded Speedster dropping down 1 place to number 3. 32 courses, still extremely strong. You can see these karts with 30 plus courses are absolutely dominating the rankings. And then we've got the Moo Moo Off-Roader. You can see the value of its coverage, the strength of its coverage, the uniqueness of the coverage that it gets, its ranked value as well. Jumping up 14 places with only 26 courses. It will absolutely crack 30 at some point, but it's just really useful to those who have invested. It just tends to get the right buffs, and it doesn't overlap with other large karts, which is really nice to see. And then our number 1 kart in the game is the Streeter with 29 courses. Again, really good coverage, really good value coverage, but of course that hitbox being smaller makes it difficult. Moving on from our top 10 karts, we've got the top 10 gliders. The Vanilla and Chocolate Balloons dropping down 1 place to number 10 in the rankings there. 36 courses, very strong coverage there for it. We've got the Silver Candlelight Flight, 27 courses. It drops down 5 places to number 9 without getting the buffs that it really needed this tour. The Fire Manta Glider, one of that's kind of under the radar a bit, jumped up 4 places to number 8 with 34 courses, some really strong coverage value there. We've got the Boo Masks up 3 places to number 7, 33 courses it covers. Then we've got the 8-bit 1-up Mushroom dropping off a bit this tour, despite the fact that we're just happy with any courses that it gets at this point. Dropping down 4 places to number 6 with 36 courses, huge number of course. Then we've got the Piranha Plant Balloons neck and neck there, just above it, holding steady in number 5th place with its 36 courses. Then we've got the Tropical Balloons up 4 places to number 4 with 35 courses. The Green Cat Parafoil up 4 places to number 3 with 37 courses. The Pink Magnifying Glass up 1 place to number 2 with 37 courses, huge number there. And then the Mario's Hat Balloon holding steady, number 35, still staying relevant, really nice to see. 35 courses, the number 1 glider in the game. And there you have it, guys. That is the spotlight on the Mario Tour. I hope you found it useful. Make sure to check out the links in the description down below and check out Ticket Time. Guys, run it and get your own rankings so you can have a look at what are the items that are valuable to you. For me, I discovered this tour that the Cream Toe Beam Balloons, which, you know, they're not even, I mean, let's see how far down the rankings they are. How many pages are we going to have to click through? Here we go. It's only number 28 in the Ticket Time rankings. Doesn't look like that crazy a glider, but it actually has 36 different courses, only in number 28th place, so it depends on your account. But for me, the Cream Toe Beam Balloons looks like one that I actually need to start looking at investing in. So hey, you never know what you will discover when you run your own rankings, so make sure to check it out. The link's in the description below. Make sure you enjoy this tour, guys. I hope you enjoyed this informative episode at the start of the tour. Subscribe to the channel. We have a video dropping in the next few days, which will be a full-on tutorial of how to do what I just talked about with your own rankings and ticket time. So like if you liked it, sub if you loved it. Stay tuned for that, and take care and enjoy the tour. See you later. Bye-bye.